Hello, it's me, Captain Apex, and today I will discuss that what helped me to build myself professionally strong in my patient ethics as well as how much struggle did I put in all of this. So I will start my journey from my medical school. After years of struggles, getting first positions in each and every class in school, topping in my pre-med college, and after getting admission into one of the prestigious universities in Pakistan, that is National Medical University, I started working on myself professionally from the day one. I was a person who was not very good in cramming. I was rather indulged more in learning the thing practically. So, starting from my first year of med school, I was focused more on doing the things practically that I was reading in my books. But because of the limited practical experience, as I used to read anatomy on the dead bodies, I used to dissect each and every muscle and used to see the parts of the body that I got chance to dissect during my medical school. I still can recall those parts very well. It was easy to remember. We were given the bones of human body on which we used to study, like we are reading upper limb, then we have humerus, radius, and ulna. But if we are reading the lower limb, then we have the femur, tibia, fibula, as well as we used to have all the carpals, metacarpals, as well as dorsals and the bones of the foot to study. Let me tell you about why I was interested more in doing the things practically. When I went to one of the professor, Dr. Mansoor Ali Khan, who was our anatomy head at that time, and I requested sir that we must be allowed to come from the hostel to learn the things in the dissection hall even in the evening, because we were hostelized. I spent my life in the hostel, and during it was not allowed beyond the 2 hours of study that we used to learn, and we used to learn under the professors in that study period. In the morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. we used to dissect the bodies. Later we come towards the physiology. We have in National Medical College, we have our laboratories, physiology laboratories. We used to perform different practicals there. Yet, although it was very efficient, we were learning a lot, yet I was not confident with all those things. Later, one of the professors, all of the Nigerians know him very well, Dr. Zaparili, who came and made the physiology very easy for us. He used to make a flow chart that if this is happening, like if there is decreased preload, then there will be a decreased cardiac output. In the same way, we used to learn the things very well. And he made physiology like a game for us, and we took more interest in that. The biochemistry, which is really said a dry subject, but biochemistry helped me a lot. In the sense that I used to study a Harper, and Harper is a book of biochemistry that's written in an export style, because I studied in my school time in an export school, and I was very fond of reading the kind of books that are written in the export style. So rather than going for Satya and different other Indians and Pakistani book writers, I used to study Harper. That was very hard for most of the candidates. So because it's a very thick book and it has a lot of materials and everything don't come in the Pakistani cross. So yet I was interested in building my concepts professionally. I used to focus more on the metabolism pathways from the Hartford and everything. After in my first and second year, I have these 3 subjects. In the third year of my MBBS, the pathology, pharmacology. I remember one of our teachers, Dr. Veena, she helped me to take more grip on the subject. I used to sit in the free time. She was just like she was not only my teacher, but just like my mother. She helped me a lot. I used to write past papers for Dr. Veena, and later Beside that, in pharmacology, the practical lab of National Medical College is very good. In pharmacology, we used to perform drug experiments on frogs as well as on rabbits. It was a very awesome period of learning in the labs, as well as the professors of National Medical College. They were very nice. I cannot recall the names of all those, but surely I can recall those faces still in my mind. If we talk about pathology, in pathology we have the doctor who was the senior brother of Dr. Masood Ali Khan, and later he even made the foundation of his own private medical college. He was very awesome in teaching pathology to us, and we learned a lot. What was my style? Not going for any short book. I used to study Big Robbins for pathology. I studied a lot. Pathology was my favorite after physiology and pathology, because it helped me to know about the diseases and how the diseases are, like tumor, hematology, and different things. So pathology was very interesting for me. For pharmacology, it was interesting. In the start, it was very hard to study the drugs, but later, through continuous repetition, by cramming the names of the drugs, because the cramming was the thing I used to dislike the most. Yet, after repetition of those drug names, we became familiar with the names of difficult drug names. Forensic was another subject of interest. Through that, we came to know about postmortem, everything. With that initial skills, later in my government practice as a medical officer, I conducted independently a lot of autopsies, a lot of postmortems. I cannot recall those numbers, but I should must say that in my 2 years I conducted more than 20 to 25 postmortems as a medical legal officer in my government practice. But the first postmortem study that we conducted under one of our senior forensic professor that was very great in teaching autopsies, and how they were very clinical things that we learned under those forensic departments, and shots, firearms, and everything. Later, as we come in the fourth year, we also have pathology. In the third year, we have general pathology. In the fourth year, we have system-wise pathology, as well as pharmacology continues in the next year. Then we have ENT and eye in the fourth year as well. In the ENT subject, we study ear, nose, and throat. Dr. Kasim, he was awesome ENT professor, head of department of Nishtai in our times. He helped us greatly in building our foundations for learning ENT, as well as ophthalmology. For ophthalmology, we had very great professor. We used to go in OPDs. We used to learn about eye issues. Besides reading, my life became easy when I started my third year, and it was even easier when I came into my fourth year of MBBS. I started taking my OPD wards in my third year of rotations. In the fourth year of rotation, I was very happy. I was very lucky to have very amazing professors who were unbiased, who were very practical, and I enjoyed a very good time with all of them. I was happier, and I was indulging myself more and more about patients. So it was my passion to learn about the stories of patients and the diseases they are suffering. So now I was not only reading the books, but I was seeing those cases in actual. Like if I'm looking at a case, I used to read it from a book. I'm looking at conjunctivitis or corneal abrasion, ulceration, I'm looking into the book. If I come into the ENT, if I'm looking at polyp case or tonsillitis, or there is some acute otitis media, or any external ear issue, or inner ear issues, or the patient has vertigo, or these kinds of things I used to study. First I used to see those cases, and I used to come into my room in hostel, and reading those cases from the book was quite more easy now. Let's come towards final year. In the final year, I was even more in the final year, I was happier even more, just because of the reason the medicine, surgery, these were quite unique subjects. We used to practice those cases. Although I started practicing from my third year, the medicine and surgical cases, but now I was doing more time. We used to study in the evening rounds with the professors or the PGRs. We were very lucky, and they were very compassionate to teachers on the bedsides, on the patients. I still remember those cases of cirrhosis, SLE, and all those kinds of patients, bum patients, as well as having tumor, polycystic kidney diseases, having GI adenocarcinomas, as well as hemorrhoids, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease. Those all cases I can still recall, and dealing patients of varying age or falling into the adult category. Later, we were also studying gynecology, which is an essential subject in the final year of MBBS. In the gynecology, we used to perform we used to observe and then used to conduct actual normal deliveries, as well as we used to see